Let's go. 2019 Six Flags ride announcements. No intro song, no segments, no nothing. This is just taking a look at the 2019 Six Flags announcements. Like someone who records or DVRs a game, I have not been on social media last night or this morning, as I've wanted to avoid any of that info so that I could see this and Andrew can see this without any kind of spoils. We know the hints and thinking 2 coasters, Magic Mountain and Great America, a bunch of flat rides and some water rides. So you ready to do this?
Let's do it.
All right, this is like a kid on Christmas morning running down the stairs to see what's under the tree. So kind of exciting. Looking for some really cool things. So last year, do you remember what Jim Reed Anderson, what the theme was?
Yeah, he was on a motorcycle.
And he was a little intimidating, right? When we started that video, you were a little scared. Like, who is that crazy man?
Yeah.
So let's see if Jim Reed Anderson is as scary this year. Let's get it rolling and see what we got here. It looks like we've got a space theme here.
Oh, it's Star Wars.
So it's a combo of Star Wars wording with 2001 Space Odyssey music. All right, very high tech.
And we are going in 3, 2, 1.
Space.
Hello,
Yes.
I'm Jim Reed Anderson, Six Flags Chairman, President, and CEO.
Okay, astronaut.
They told me to pack for cold weather, but I certainly wasn't expecting 300 degrees below zero.
That's cold.
So
Yes,
here
that
I
was very
am, all dressed up, with nowhere to go but down.
There's a flying car with
Flying-
dogs in it?
Wasn't that an alien?
In space.
Ah.
Hello, Houston. You will love the fun and energy of Wet n Wild Splashdown, Houston's largest water park. And what better place for a refreshing blast of H2O than Wet n Wild Phoenix, the largest water park in Arizona. We're so happy to welcome our guests to Frontier City and Whitewater Bay in Oklahoma City. And we're proud and excited to add the Six Flags name to Darien Lake near Buffalo, New York.
So all the announcements we already knew, a couple of
Yeah.
water parks, couple of theme parks, really nothing radical there. Certainly we'll be to Darien Lake a lot more next year with our Six Flags membership.
Yeah, because it's only like an hour away.
Yeah, a little bit more than that, but still, it will be our closest park now.
He's banging on the window.
Okay.
He's gonna crack it.
Please come in now. Houston, we have a problem.
Ah.
At Six Flags, innovation and thrills is in our DNA. And I can tell you, when it comes to world-class thrills, Six Flags is ready to go, where no theme park has gone before.
Thanks, Jim.
You like his acting skills?
Yes.
It's very natural, right?
Yeah, he's in a spacesuit and he's in a spaceship and he's very space-like.
And it's not a green screen at all.
No,
No,
definitely not.
they built a spaceship, I think, just for this. Why he isn't in movies? He shouldn't be a CEO of a...
Yeah, like, he should be in the next Star Wars movie.
That's exactly right. Get the word going now.
Looks like Six Flags is ramping up the screams in
All right,
2019.
here we go.
In space, they can't hear you scream.
Alien.
Here on Earth, the screams will be loud and clear as Six Flags Magic Mountain
Ah.
launches its 20th coaster, West Coast Racing.
Ah.
The world's first quadruple launch twin lap racing coaster with 4 high-speed launches, side-by-side airtime hills, and a one-of-a-kind immersive pit stop. All created by the world-famous car design team at West Coast Customs. Six Flags.
Wow. What do you think?
Wow, that looks pretty fun. I'm surprised it actually was it's like a dueling launch coaster.
Yeah, that is unique. And
Yeah.
now that they have, kind of weird for Magic Mountain, that they have 2 dueling coasters, even though Twisted Colossus only duels once out of every 8 or 9 times, it sounds like. But that kind of makes it a unique park. That's got to be the only
Yeah.
park that has 2 racing coasters.
Yep.
So kind of unique. And most racing coasters you think of as wood, right? So that actually looks kind of cool. And they said
It's unique.
really unique in 4 launches per cycle. So wow, that's very cool, unique, and innovative. I heard people talking about that possibility, but that just looks very different. So that kind of cements that we've got to get to Magic Mountain soon. And so we've got back-to-back big parks with Great Adventure and Safari next.
Great Adventure introduces DC's Wonder Woman Lasso of Truth, the world's tallest pendulum ride. you'll plummet 17 stories at speeds up to 75 miles an hour at Six Flags Great America.
And that was what everyone was assuming, that since Magic Mountain in New England added them, that eventually Great Adventure would get them, one of those as well. And it's a great ride. I love those. It's good for that.
They said it would be the tallest. So.
Which is interesting because Magic Mountains was just the tallest. All the rumors is that it will go right where the old Stuntman drop, that it's going to go there.
Right next to Justice League, kind of?
Yeah, next to that grill, literally next to the grill that's across from Justice League. So a good addition, and hopefully that means 2020 will be a big year, since that's pretty small. Well, we come to Great America next, and this is the other rumored coaster that they're supposed to be getting. So let's take a look at what Great America is going to get.
Get ready for Max Force.
May the force be with you.
Breaking 3 records, it's the tallest, fastest air launch coaster in America. Go from 0 to 78 miles an hour in under 2 seconds with the world's fastest 60-mile-an-hour zero-G corkscrew roll and the world's highest double inversion. In times of chaos...
Interesting. At first, when they brought it up on the screen, what coaster did it look like? What did you think it was going to be?
It kind of looked like Phobia Fear a little bit.
And Tempesto, it really had that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But thankfully, it is a longer circuit than that. And so when, at first, Great America removed that building, everyone thought new entrance for the water park, new water coaster, but then all of the clues led to it being a launch coaster. So that looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
So,
looks unique.
Which is great. And we always love a launch coaster, so a great addition there. All right, continuing on.
Justice, the world needs a superhero. Six Flags Discovery Kingdom introduces DC's Batman, the ride, with 2 beyond 90-degree drops, 360-degree flips, and unpredictable inversions.
For Discovery Kingdom, that's not much of a surprise. Having a cloned 4D coaster there, they don't have a ton of room there, which is why they've added a Larson Looper and the Sky Warp, and now this. It kind of makes sense that they'd add that.
Yeah.
So not a bad addition for that park at all. And for people in California who are only familiar with Green Lantern, you hear how everyone complains about that 4D coaster from Intamin and how rough and headbanging it is. So not a bad addition for them. Darien Lake, and with them getting Darien Lake back, you wonder, are they going to really add something all that big? I'd be happy with them just saying a second train for each coaster. Yeah. I would so just take that and cheer if they did that, but we'll see.
Darien Lake, guests will be taking flight on the new Six Flags SkyScreamer, a 24-story sky-high adventure that soars through the clouds and a view that goes on forever.
Alright, so SkyScreamer, and that makes sense for Darien Lake to add a SkyScreamer. It's kind of a star attraction.
It's something that they don't have, so yeah.
That's pretty good for that park, although I would have still taken the trains over SkyScreamer easily.
Well, I mean, SkyScreamer is one of the only things that can't have 2 trains.
Yeah, no, exactly. Multiple trains on SkyScreamer would be hilarious. Six Flags America next, and funny that they have Mind Eraser right on the screen there. What do you think? A re-theme of the Lazy River that was re-themed last year?
Yeah, probably.
I feel scared of...
I think it might be like a flat red or something.
No, you know what this is going to be, because you were just on it a week and a half ago.
Oh, right, yeah, I know.
Yeah. I want to see, I'm excited. I posted this online when Andrew did Apocalypse, thankfully before it closed. I hope that they did some kind of similar theme like Resurgence or Rebirth or Revival, something like that, making this a sit-down coaster. That's my hope.
Yeah.
With plants and flowers and trees and maybe animatronic animals running around as like the world is coming back. That's my hope, but we'll see.
Six Flags America introduces Firebird, smoother, faster, with new floorless trains. Soar through half a mile of twisting track, dive 9 stories, and spiral through 2 inversions.
Well, they kind of went with the theme.
Yeah, like Phoenix, kind of like Phoenix.
And
like,
if Phoenix does what?
So it rises in the ashes and then eventually dies, and then it just gets reborn.
So in that way, they kind of went for that. Although, comparing this to the Phoenix at Knoebels,
it won't be as good.
we know which is the better Phoenix
well, it's
in that
not
way.
going to be called Phoenix, it's going to be Fire.
Exactly, but it's that same exact idea. But Firebird sounds good. All right, well, we come to Fiesta Texas, and I imagine we're going to get 2 announcements here. Not only a ride, and I think we have it right here in this picture, right? They don't have this.
Yeah.
Another Frisbee, it looks like in the picture, plus the announcement of year-round operations. I imagine those are the two things we'll hear.
To Six Flags Fiesta Texas, now open year-round. DC's The Joker, the world's tallest pendulum ride at 17 stores, speeds of 75 miles an hour. Six Flags.
Every one that's going to be built is just the world's tallest. I like
Great
it.
Adventures is going to be the world's tallest.
Magic Mountain.
Now Magic Mountain.
And Fiesta. So
maybe they're just the same height.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So everyone for now can be the tallest. All right, Six Flags Mexico. I have no clue here, but let's go with another pendulum. Why not?
Flags Mexico presents 2 new kids areas.
Oh.
DC Super Friends and Bugs Bunny Boomtown with 13 rides.
So basically the
Thrills
same
for the
thing
entire
that
family.
over Georgia has.
Yes, same thing as Over Georgia that looks like. And I think all that video was from Georgia, it looks like. Although, is it going to be called Superhero Amigos there?
Could.
Yeah.
Probably.
Is that going to get us to Mexico for the first time?
Probably not.
No, not quite yet. At some point, I'm sure we'll get there, but not necessarily for that. But I don't know much about that park, but new kid area is generally always a good thing. Six Flags Hurricane Harbor in Oaxtepec. And that reminds me, by the way, this is another year that Hurricane Harbor at New Jersey doesn't get a new slide complex or something. That's just not good.
They didn't even get any.
It's been a couple of years now since they've had anything. And the only thing they had a couple of years ago was that kiddie slide section, which we've never even seen yet. That place is always so packed. I'm shocked that they're not getting something new. So Oaxtepec, let's see what they're getting.
Unleashes the new King Cobra. Riders will plummet and splash through twists and turns, coming face to face with a massive King Cobra.
That's at Great Adventures.
Exactly. So the same snake slides that Great Adventure has, and hopefully they won't have any women breaking their ankles going too high up the snake's mouth, that they've completely solved that issue by now. Over Texas with the episode that we just recorded, that'll be up today as well. They've already got their pendulum. Over Texas.
We'll see.
Something small. There's no big areas right now. I'm going to go with something small.
Like a flat ride, maybe?
Yeah, I would think so. Let's see.
Flags Over Texas debuts 360 degrees
Yeah.
of pounding excitement. Lone Star Revolution, the world's tallest loop coaster. Go forward, go backward, go face to face with 6 inversions and record hang time.
All right, and that makes Larry Larson happy. Yeehaw! A lot of people were worried, bless you, that the Larson company hadn't sold any Larson loopers for next year. I know Drew the intern was a little concerned for Larry, but now everyone can rest. A Larson looper has been sold. So yeah, that kind of makes sense as they don't have one yet. And still calling it a coaster. All right. Looks like we head over to New England. And will they announce we are finally taking out Goliath, which has been such a headache every year since it's been there. Let's take a look.
Six Flags New England launches the new DC Cyborg, a totally unique multi-dimensional thrill ride that will spin you into the future.
Huh.
Pendulum? And the swinging pendulum ride?
No, that didn't go up.
What was that?
That kind of reminded me of...
The one at,
No, the one at
World
New...
of Fun.
Yeah, a little bit like that, but you sit facing outwards instead of facing forwards. That's a difference there. This reminded me more of the ride next to Superman at New England. The ride that you and Alex did.
Oh, yeah. It's like Meteor something. Like, it was like Joker's wild card, but then they rethemed it.
Once the Joker coaster was built.
No, once Superman was rethemed.
Okay, you face outwards, and whether it's really going to be inside, like that video showed, I'm not sure. Where it's going, I'm not sure either, but anything
We'll have to see.
a different kind of flat ride, and lots of spinning and dizziness, potentially, so we'll see. Alright, Great Escape. We have to go Giga Coaster, right, for Great Escape?
Hopefully.
And the world's longest Giga Coaster, I think?
Yeah,
That's what
I
I'm
think
predicting.
It'll beat Fury. I think it'll be better than Fury.
I think it's going to start in the park and go all the way around Lake George back to the park. That's my prediction here. Either that or one little kiddie water area. One or the other. But I think they cost about the same, so let's check it out.
Great Escape will be bigger, better, wetter than ever with a new bucket blaster.
Yeah!
A splash and spray sensation that's as much a thrill as it is a chill.
So basically, It's the same thing that's at Over Texas. That little kitty splashing thing.
Yep, and so one of the biggest investments in years, a little kiddie ride that you spray water cannons at each other. And that one at Over Texas looks like it's been there for a while. Maybe then next year will be the Giga around Lake George.
Yeah.
I was right, either this year or next year. So cemented, put in stone, they're going to get the Giga next year. Frontier City, which EB really liked a lot. Oh, and just from the picture here, it's got to be great. You've already got the Larson. No, that Larson Looper is there already, I think. Yeah, I think that already exists. So unless you get the double racing Larson Looper coasters.
That would be awesome.
Wouldn't that be awesome? That would be great. And would make Larry very happy. All right, let's take a look.
At Frontier City, the wildest kiddie rides in the West
What?
are coming to the new Timber Town with 3 new attractions. Six Flags of
Looks like some kind of bouncing spiral ride and possibly a little mini coaster.
Yeah, like a little kitty coaster.
And that's another park that does not have a lot of room. They don't have tons of free space. It is road locked around the whole park, so I figured it wouldn't be something huge. Kitty area, and those always need to be improved. Over Georgia, everyone's assuming another frisbee for this park. I wouldn't mind a drop tower that worked again. Let's see, Over Georgia, a park that's getting better and better.
Over Georgia will be going wild on the new Pandemonium.
There we go.
Soar through the skies at 70 miles an hour and plummet 15 stories again and again.
They're fun rides, but now they're going to be at almost every Six Flags, it looks like. Oh gosh, Ronde. Ugh. Any chance of an RMC Le Monstre?
Oh, jeez. No. Let me guess. It's going to be a Larson Looper.
Yeah, I don't think they have one, right?
Not yet.
As far as I know, I don't think they have one. They've removed so many things the last couple of years without adding really much.
They need something.
And you would know, if it was something big, it would have been one of the first announcements. It's not going to be anything big. It's so sad, but alright, let's see.
Ronde, it's
Yeah!
I called it!
Yeah!
I called
60
it!
degrees,
Yes!
conversions, and record hang time.
I called
at
it!
Six Flags St. Louis.
Chaos, man! It's going to be chaos!
I called it.
Oh my gosh. Larry's really getting paid. It went from none to 2. Yikes. Ronde. Hopefully coming soon. Something good for Ronde. Six Flags St. Louis. Well, they've already got their looper. It's not going to be a looper.
Good.
But how about a...
What about Singing Pendulum?
Yes. Well, a lot of people talked about in that area where they took out their sky coaster kind of over near the boss there. That makes sense. Another pendulum ride.
We'll be taking flight on
Oh.
DC's Supergirl's Skyfire. Soar through high-speed spins nearly 7 stories in the air.
I know what that is. It's basically the same thing we did at Over Texas.
Catwoman's Whip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the same exact thing, but different name.
And that's good. They need flat ride, especially if Excalibur is never going to open back up, which is a strong possibility. So another flat ride kind of works for St. Louis.
This fall, it's
Little
the
Halloween
biggest
info.
and scariest Fright Fest ever.
Wow. He's really scared.
And holy cow, is that a coaster coming out of the zombie's mouth?
Yeah.
Right? In the background. I think that would be great if they built that giant head that every coaster would go through. And Jim, he's selling the fact that he's scared, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I believe his fear. All right.
And celebrate the season with Holiday in the Park, now at 13 parks.
Yeah. 13.
Well, that's it from Planet Earth, where Six Flags is getting ready to go big in 2019. Back to you, Jim. Jim?
Uh-oh.
Where's the Jim?
Where'd Jim go?
Come in, Jim.
Welcome to the moon. I can tell you for sure.
I like that pause. Welcome to the moon. It's how people talk. It's natural.
Yeah. Very
But it's
good.
not made of
So an interesting year, and of course Magic Mountain and Great America come off as by far the biggest winners throughout the chain, but I think a pretty decent year.
Yeah, it's okay.
2 really good coasters, or 3 if you want to count the racing one, and interesting rides. You've got a bunch of flat rides that look really good, almost no water park stuff. So in that way, that's kind of interesting. And we've got Darien Lake coming back, and yet another SkyScreamer. So I think overall, a pretty solid year.
Yeah, it's not bad, not bad.
And only 140 and a couple loopers. Sad that we won't see Jim Reed Anderson for a whole nother year, but I think a pretty decent year.
Yeah, pretty good.
Alright, thanks for checking in. And we'll have the other episode posted today as well. So, we'll talk to you guys soon.